I don't know what I'm doing right now. Chris put a camera in my face. I'm not used to having cameras in my face.
You don't want to leave them out.
Right.
So here is, I think you've already seen the ships.
Yeah.
This is the new Katinga class.
Oh boy, that looks good.
The Katinga class, which one does the Katinga class come with? No, this doesn't come with a point defense system. It comes with, comes with the, which you've already seen, the magnometric overload, right? So that's the cone knock, right? Which there.
Look at it go, yeah.
So
out to 8.59.
And it's auxiliary based, so you can increase, as you increase that, you will increase the, wait, that's not it. Where'd it go? I lost it, there it is. You will increase the rappel distance as you increase as you increase that. But it's short.
It only has a range of like 5?
It's a range of 5K, yeah. So it's much shorter. So if you had 2 there.
Oh yeah.
There you go.
Get the cone on both of them.
Yeah. Space shotgun.
It's not big on damage. I didn't get the guy. It's mostly knockback, but I think it has a chance of disable.
That time though, you knocked him completely out of weapons range.
And it will also disable. So
you were like what? You were 1 KM away, and you knocked him to 11. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll knock him out.
That was full ops. Yeah.
We've already seen this one.
Yeah.
This one comes with a. I think if I correctly, it's a tachyon probe, which is basically a little probe that comes with a tachyon beam.
Love it.
So it's so it's a shield drainer.
Yeah.
These guys are invulnerable, so it's not going to really do much to them.
But it's just a continuous shield drain?
No, I mean, the probe only lasts for a while. Of course, you can take it out.
Oh,
but
okay.
yes, it comes with tachyon beam. It's as though you had tachyon beam. So it has tachyon
That's
beam.
cool.
Mm-hmm.
So, and then so I'm kind of getting through these a little quick now. This was this one. Now this one comes with.
Look at it go.
This one comes with. This is the ones with the malon gas, the theta radiation from the malon gas. So it's kind of the opposite event of eject warp plasma, where eject warp plasma will. Where eject warp plasma is a hull damage. This is a shield damage.
Awesome.
Shield and crew killer. So this will do. So this does. Kills crew, kills perception, kills shield and turn rate. Well,
that's honestly
perception.
Yeah, kills perception. While eject warp plasma is hull and turn rate and disables cloak.
Okay.
So they don't overlap other than the snare.
I really like the fact that it goes after shields.
Yes, it's a shield killer.
Because he's straight from
here's eject warp plasma to see the difference in the looks, and then.
I like the look of the new one.
Yeah, and this is, if you remember, this is Voyager, the Malon gas. They were they were dumping a lot of their
toxic waste or whatever.
Yes, it's antimatter waste product.
Right.
So this is the Scourge Destroyer.
That really looks good.
This is the one. Have you seen this one?
No, not the four-winged one.
Four-wing? That's the four-wing one, because it comes with.
Did we see a still of it, like on a tweet leak? Yeah.
This comes with quad disruptors. So that's what that one comes with, which is pretty. That's a really cool ship. We haven't finished the Tier 4 one, but we've got. There's one of the Gorn ships, and okay, this is the one with the barrier field. So whoever you have targeted, hopefully you can cross your fingers that the art has been updated properly. Yeah, it's messed up, so the effect's coming from the wrong spot.
But it should come from your ship when it works properly.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So that is a barrier field, and that barrier field, it doesn't last too long, but it always faces your target, right? And it has hit points, and so it can be attacked and destroyed as well. But it will always face that, and it's really effective.
Wow.
As a giant barrier.
I love that.
And then one last thing. Is that what it is? Okay, and then these are the Aceton simulators. And so this Gorn ship, which I think you've seen the Gorn ships, right? This, if he shoots it.
I see.
With. I'm going to stop shooting him. We'll go ahead and let him go ahead and get the aggro, because it is draining him and, it is doing a DOT to him. And let him shoot. And if he shoots it, it does a PBOE burst. See the PBO burst?
Mm-hmm.
So, and it doesn't die because it basically, if from the show, based on simulators, you can't shoot it with energy weapons. It drains the energy and it uses it to do radiation damage. So as you shoot it, it does that, but you can kill it with torpedoes.
Right.
So if he hits it with torpedoes,
Or like
it goes
a
up.
photonic shockwave or something.
Anything kinetic damage,
Yeah.
will damage it. It's not resistant to kinetic damage. So that's going to be a fun thing. And that's it in a nutshell. I'm sure I can come on the show later to talk as they come out.
Yeah.
They'll be coming out a little
Awesome.
time.
Well, thanks for showing those
A
to
couple of
us.
these will. A couple of these. I didn't get to show you the photonic shockwave torpedo, but you can imagine that the Intrepid variant.
Right. So
it
you
shoots a torpedo that has a shockwave, photonic shockwave at range, basically,
Right.
as opposed to from yourself.
Right.
So those will. So a couple of them will be coming out live soon. They'll get on test servers, and then they'll start going on to the beta test shard. And then as they come out, we can talk more details about those.
Awesome. Awesome. Thanks, Al.
Sure thing.
Are you ready for Tweepies? Yeah!
Well, do you want lemon or cherry?
We got pie. We're bribing all the devs with pie. To give us all the
Because we know that you were ready to show us some things, but we figured with pie.
Maybe you show us extra.
more.
So yeah, you get to pick you get to pick your
cherry.
pie at the end here. But all right. So what's your handle
If
on
you
the
show
forum?
us, good enough.
Or do you go to the forum much? And what's your handle?
I do go to the forum. I'm Captain Logan.
Oh, okay. Captain Logan. People might have heard of him before. Now, so you
But
always
only if you like ships.
He's famous for the buildings in the game, right?
No.
No, not the buildings. No,
No, it's the shoes.
All the cars. He's
Shoes.
famous for all the cars in the game. no, it's all the ships, right? We love the
ships.
ships on this show, so of course we love Captain Logan's work. Let's see what we got here. I'm excited about this one because we've only seen a blurred image of this before, and
That's right.
It looks a little better when it's not blurred.
You know,
Just a little.
It's a little dark on our projector here.
are you trying to answer the calls of the Tier 5 Connie with this one, or what's going on here?
Well, after we made the Enterprise F and we developed a new motif for it with high contrast color and a new extra white material.
That Type 6 material.
That Type 6 material, yeah.
Well, this is beautiful. I love the back end of it.
Yeah, this was designed by Jeremy Matson, our art director. He wanted to make it, he wanted the plus ones, as we're calling them, he wanted them to all be essentially the original IP plus one. Yeah, I really like this
Before
one.
we move on from this one, is there anything specific you want to draw attention to? Anything that you had fun creating?
Well, I like
or is-
what seems to be like a lighting effect in the pylon there. That
Yeah.
seems really cool.
Yep, and some of the the plus one ships were doing a little extra bits of lighting.
And it looks
We'll see
like
on the pylons.
it looks like you kept I can't quite tell, but the bottom of the neck, it looks like maybe the torpedo launcher is there.
Mm-hmm.
I love
Fully
that.
integrated there. Yep. It's, you know, if you compare this to the original Constitution, you'll see that it's got a lot of the same motifs going on. Yeah, we really liked this one here. It's
All right, well, let's see what you got next.
All right.
This is like live tweet leaks.
Mhm.
It is. You know, I'm terrible. I leak stuff all the time.
We know that. You know that.
I like doing it because I feed off of the feedback.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
It's encouraging and
we like covering it.
and it just makes my job more fun. This is our Defiant
Yeah.
plus one. We
Yeah.
don't have names for all these yet.
And this is again the Type 6 skin on that.
That's
right?
correct.
Yeah.
Yep.
Is there anything specific that's different from the existing Defiant model, other than the skin?
Well, you can see the saucer part, or the deflector array in front.
Yeah, it's
is
definitely
a
different.
little bit more, a little souped up.
Yeah. And are the nacelles more angled in, or are they more curvatured now?
They are actually curved forward,
Right,
which
yeah.
are on the regular Defiant. They're not.
Right.
And if you look at the buzzard collectors in the front, they're triangular in shape, and there's a little actual glowing nacelle on the outboard side of the engines now.
Yeah.
The other adjustments are actually kind of they're hard to notice really, but it's got a bowed top to it now.
Oh, okay.
So if you were to look at a profile instead of having the
That's
flat
gonna look
Defiant,
so great.
it's going to catch light a little better. The back end actually has some extra details that are not visible in this shot, but it's a little more
You'll have to get us another
shorter,
shot.
a little rounder. Next we have the Intrepid
This
plus
is
one.
Wow. Wow.
And let's
Now,
take
this is the first time I'm seeing this
Yeah.
one at all.
Yeah, this was one of D. Stahl's ideas for the saucer. He wanted to have a large flat section here, which you see the escape pods. He wanted to have something about it be reminiscent of some of the flatter saucers. We wanted to keep the shapes very similar to the original plus one, or the original.
And it
Voyager.
also almost looks like a meaner version. Like it looks like it's wearing armor or
Yes.
something, like a helmet.
Yeah, I wanted
It's
this one to
reinforced,
look a little
yeah.
more aggressive because it's going to have the amplet of armor.
I
on
can't
it
tell
as
if
well.
those nacelles look like they're the most different nacelles we've seen yet.
Those are
right?
some pretty wicked nacelles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that deflector dish is way out there.
The deflector is a design cue I took directly from one of our Design the Next Enterprise entries by, I believe, Jason Lee.
Awesome.
Jason Vector Lee. He was that was my favorite one, and I was like, I loved the way he
So
designed
this is
the deflector.
a real solid example of those other fan ships actually, in some way, even if it's only a component, making it into the game.
Yeah, because they should be in the game.
Well, I did notice that even though the contest is long over, there's still a wall of contestants up here in the hallway.
And the ones that are missing are in my cube.
Okay.
All right, so let's move on to some
Now we're on the
KDM.
Klingon
This
side.
is a design inspired by John Eves. Actually, it was a sketch he did for Enterprise. It's got these really cool support struts going along the neck. And there's just some really cool.
I like the engines,
stuff
too.
going on. Yeah, double set of engines back there. And I think this is going to be our only D7 Katinga variant that has any actual nacelle glow going on. Which
Oh, okay.
Some people on the forums are pretty excited about that.
Mm.
I think this one's leaked out.
Yeah, I'm
Pretty
seem
sure
to
I-
recall that bald thing. on
But
the
yeah,
front.
credit to John Eves for this one.
It's great that you're able to draw on not just like the Design the Next Enterprise and things like that,
Yeah.
but established ships
Right,
that didn't
yeah.
quite make it to the shelves
Right,
and things
and
like that.
I'm lucky that those sketches were owned by CBS and easy to get the rights to make.
Oh, right.
So this
So what's this?
This
This is a bird
is
of prey,
a
isn't it?
Tier 4 bird of prey
That
variant.
face
Right now
is
there are no.
mean as hell.
Yeah.
Yep.
Wow.
Oh my god.
Yeah, so this one is kind of inspired, taking some design cues from the, I think it's the Hegta bird of prey, the Tier 5 one, and there was a variant made for that by Dennis Cork, and his concepts for his bird of prey variant have really inspired the way I've been going
I love
after.
that. It's just a solid arc down
Yeah,
the front.
it's kind of like a more aggressive
Yeah.
looking neck. It's a little hunched
Yeah.
down, and all the new bird of preys are going to have a much more aggressive look.
Oh, I love that.
Let's take a look. Here's our Nausicaan
Yep,
ships.
there it
Coming
is.
out with 2 new escorts for the Nausicans. This is our level 30 ship. This is based on one of the currently existing Nausicaan frigate ships.
The NPC
the
version.
NPC version. It's actually the same model that I just kit bashed and spruced up and made some new materials for, and added some extra geo and some actual nacelles on the side.
You mentioned earlier when we were talking to you, it's kind of like a lionfish piranha
Mhm.
cross.
Yeah,
I love
yeah.
that.
Yeah,
It's
if
a
you
really
look
good
at
way to-
like angelfish, any of those really
Mhm.
tall fish with long spines coming on the back.
But also, especially that lower jaw jutting out.
yeah,
Gives
that's
it kind of that
that's your
piranha
piranha
look, too.
look there. You especially see it on the next tier up from this one, which is significantly more aggressive looking. And this is one that we were looking at earlier. It's got kind of this energy engine star drive section that I borrowed from the Garumba, so you have a nice progression from
Yep.
Yeah.
into the Tier 5 Garumba. And this is actually slightly larger than the Garumba, but it does not transform, and it does not have a javelin. This thing looks really cool, firing cannons. It has a lot of really cool weapon hard points all over the place.
Is this a really nimble ship, or is it kind of?
Well, it is an
heavier
escort, so
one?
it should be able to
Okay,
maneuver
good.
very quickly. It'll probably handle a lot like the Raiders do. This is my newest guy here. This is the Orion carrier,
Flight deck cruiser.
flight
I
deck
think.
cruiser.
Yeah.
We call it
Yeah.
like a
I
light
love
carrier.
this one. And we got to see this one in motion. right?
Yep.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the things I noticed about it was just how stunning it is from the profile here on the side.
Yeah, this has some pretty cool new motifs going on in it.
Now I gotta be
Mhm.
totally honest. The laser things sticking out the front kind of strike me as kind of Star Warsy, like turbo lasers or something
I'm
like
not
this.
gonna disagree.
But is that something that we might start to see more and more show up on Orion ships?
with I think that with a lot of the new ships coming out and a lot of the new races that aren't fully fleshed out and weren't really seen so much in the show,
Mhm.
and I have more freedom with, I'm gonna start taking a little more liberties, and this is a good place to start with that because the Orion ships were all kind of just hunky potatoes.
Yeah.
Flying around.
They
And
were
I-
kind of like potatoes, yeah.
I wanted to get something worked in that had a little bit more an elegant and designed look, but keep some
Well,
of
and
the
also-
bulbousness.
Yeah.
Also seems to be taking some cues from that they're part of the Klingon
Yes.
now.
That's where I thought those gun
Yes.
turrets came in. They reminded me of the gun points on the end of the bird of prey arms.
Right.
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
And I was actually considering kit bashing those right off, but I just made some fresh.
Klingons are getting some goodies.
Yeah, the Klingons are getting hooked up. Finally, I've been waiting a long time to get the chance to do it because I like being the bad guys.
Yeah.
Well,
Or maybe they are the
and
good guys.
Do you feel like the
perhaps.
Klingons give you a little more freedom to make bolder choices at all?
Absolutely, absolutely, because the Federation ships are so I don't know, kind of ironed out already as far as motifs and styles go,
Mhm.
and there's so many of them, and the fans already know them so well that when you get in a race like the Orion, when there's only maybe 3 ships ever seen ever,
Mhm.
one of them was the barge.
Right.
You get
I
some room
don't
to
even
play.
know it's supposed to be a military vessel. or
Right,
not.
so you get more room to play with. That.
Yeah. So I got to take some elements from the barge, something from the interceptor, and combine it together into something that is still entirely Orion, but something that hasn't been seen yet.
Right on.
That's
Well,
great.
thanks for showing these to us.
It's a pleasure.
You can take your pie.
What do we have? Real fruit filling, huh?
Yeah. Or just like real fruit, something like that.
Reels in quotes.
No, there's nothing.
I won't tell anyone.
Get your tweet leaks on, right?
I will show you things under the in prototype
Okay.
stage.
All right.
Thing.
Everything
All
is subject to change.
Yes, things that we think are really cool we'd love to do to the Star Trek universe.
Yeah.
All right.
So like, I mean, something as simple as little as, I don't know if you can see the guy's actually wearing his weapon.
Yeah.
Oh,
You
yeah.
know, just, I mean, it's I know it's a little thing, but I know every game has it, but it's like that's
Yep.
a little step. We're also trying to refine all our stances. You know, just add a lot more life to it. Let's see. This is probably the worst stance to start off, but there's like the gruff mode stance, and so probably no one ever picks this guy. I'm thinking of McCoy when we try to make this guy.
That's what I was thinking too.
We're trying to, and he has like 3 or 4 poses where he's gonna like kind of. So again, a lot more life.
I was thinking McCoy. It's funny. Looks like him.
And then what we're also trying to do is we're trying to make this blend better with, like for talking, because I'd love, oops, wrong gesture. You know, like, so we have the speech chat that's coming out. You know, I'd love to be able to incorporate that. So if you're, you've got your headset on and you're your character and you're talking, so your character's actually talking.
Just like automatically animates.
And later trying to, right now just have a base talking, but I'd love to be able to have talking that sort of reflects your character's
That
stance.
is really slick. Yeah.
That
would be something.
Let's see, what else? I'll talk to you about kind of just talking in general, like different types of space travel, like
Okay.
Magna boots.
Yeah.
I think
What?
again,
What?
Under the
Magna
wouldn't that
what?
be cool. We're prototyping this.
Magna boots?
Wink, wink. So we're just kind of. Well, I'm looking at some. I'll show you something else. Use your imagination. Sometimes I use this. So this is low G. I'm trying to experiment with sort of a low G.
Bounce kind of.
Yeah, just sort of like, oh, I'm on it. So that's one type of travel. Just like, again, I prototype these and give it to the team and see if they like it. We got Magna boots. I'd love to do a 0G, deep space sort of floating around sort of thing. Again, just those are things we're just kind of developing on the side. Let's talk about critters, future space critters. Again, we're getting in. This is just a blocky little guy. It's like, okay, we're trying to get in some space critters, things,
Just 4-legged
just the
skeletons.
base things. And we're also developing technology where you can bolt on. Let's see, sorry guys. The snake. It's a snake head. Yeah, I know, but you can start bolting on pieces, snake head on different bodies. And
Or a
stuff
worm
like that.
head and stuff like that.
And then, let's see, where is that dude? So we know we have the Tholians coming up. So we're trying to.
This is a rough animation of what
yes,
might
this is
become.
just sort of like how do we bolt
I see
together,
that.
alien base and a human body sort of thing. So what else can I show you?
Do you mind walking
neat.
that guy around just a little bit more?
What's that?
Just walking around a little bit more.
Oh.
I mean that's
Scary!
I mean
Do not like spiders!
This is not the actual.
Oh my
product,
gosh,
but
so that does look creepy.
But just that kind of like how can we create new forms of life?
Awesome.
That's kind of it.
Well, thank you.
Great.
Any other questions for me or?
Something might come up in the
Rocket
rest of our
Okay.
stuff today.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Had to
Oh,
deal
thanks
with
very
Spock
much.
Rocket boots.
Yeah,
everything? All right,
yeah.
yeah.
We want to do.
Oh, is this the Defiant
Okay,
interior?
All right,
Yes.
all right, okay. You got footage? You
Oh,
got
yeah.
video? Okay, good.
Yeah.
Because this is gonna be hugely beautiful. Oh yeah. Oh wow.
Love those doors.
Yeah.
So is this going to be an interior pack like the TOS pack that you can choose to use on your own
That
ships?
I will use.
Yes. It is.
This is going to be my new favorite. This is the cluster ships.
All the
Yeah.
trophies.
All the trophies, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And we really tried to keep true to the schematic of the ship
Yeah.
for this one. The map.
Work in progress.
So it kind of runs the length of.
Yeah, it's
Well, like,
pretty
if you don't
much-
mind, like, just zoom out and show the whole map
okay.
floor plan, because it looks like it's almost the shape of the Defiant.
Yeah, because that's like deck 2.
Yeah, that's great.
And we pretty much just took the schematic and
Where's that in the back there?
that's engineering.
Yeah.
You know that's what I want to see, right? I want to see.
Yeah.
You want to see
And
engineering?
That's deck 1. And the
Oh, okay.
Bridge.
Bridge
Yeah.
is right there.
Oh, the bridge.
So, you come in, you
Really, really like the textures of the wall.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
That's got to be spot on.
That's pretty darn close.
That is.
Oh, even with the ladders and the railing up
Yeah.
the back there.
Yeah.
Yep.
We just tried to take the photo reference and try to
create it.
duplicate I mean, that seems to be the best way to go. So,
People are gonna freak out.
yeah, that's about it.
That was great. Thanks for
Is there
showing
a
it
bridge
off.
that goes with it?
Yeah,
Be a lot of stuff in the game.
there we go.
Nice.
So we updated the bridge as well.
Mm-hmm.
Tried to make it as small as we could.
It seems small, yeah.
And you can sit in the chairs. How that one is.
But, yep.
That looks really great.
Excellent.
Decided to show that off.
Awesome.
Finally
Thank
getting
you.
it done.
Yeah, thanks.
That was a goodie. We're sitting down now with a little bit of community and a little bit of QA. I thought we'd just go around and have everyone introduce each other, and we'll start with Zero. So go ahead.
Hello, I'm Zero.
Yeah. And also, you have a doggy face
Yeah,
there, right?
yeah, I've got.
Hi, Zero. Sorry, that's my fault. That's my fault.
Okay.
I'm under attack. Okay. All right.
My
And,
name's
Chill out, Zero. Hi, everyone. I'm Fartoid.
there you go. And
Storm Shade, you guys all know me.
And I'm Jeremy.
hi, Jeremy. So I don't know what you have in your guys' mind if there's anything you want to particularly address, but I know we just saw recently a post from you about free to play and particularly with the community angle.
Yeah.
There's going to be a huge surge in community.
There is, it's going to be great.
Is it going to be great?
It's
Are you
gonna be
nervous?
awesome.
You're not nervous?
No, totally not nervous. I was nervous when I first got the Star Trek Online community and I first got to come in and start working with you guys.
Yeah.
That was pretty nerve-wracking. Now it's like, whatever.
Yeah. Okay, good.
Yeah.
If you can handle the hardcore Star Trek fans, then you can handle.
Yeah, I mean, it's what else is going to be brought, you know?
Right.
Well, you did mention in one of your recent posts that to a certain extent, it may end up being the responsibility of the community out there, the folks that watch this, to a certain degree, embrace those free-to-play.
It is. It totally is.
Yeah.
You know, it's so community is driven by the community, right? There's a community manager who really doesn't manage much of anything because managing a community is like herding cats, right?
Yeah.
It doesn't happen,
Yeah.
right? So what I do as a community manager is really I try and represent everybody out there inside here. Right, so that's my big thing. And the other thing that I do, of course, is all the dirty work, like the moderation. Nobody likes that. I don't like it. I hate it. All that other fun stuff and just trying to keep things civil. And the challenge that I'm seeing right now on the forums is the community certain aspects of the community, we'll say, are saying, oh my gosh, there's going to be all these free players coming in. You know what I'm saying?
Noobs.
Yeah, but tons of noobs. They're freeloaders, and lifers versus subbers versus freeloaders, or free players is what we really want to call them, or silver members is where we're really going, right? And that doesn't matter. Right? The real thing that really matters is we all enjoy Star Trek.
And we're all part of the community.
We're all part of this community, and we are all hanging out and enjoying a game together. And if we're not doing that, then we're not really a community. So that's the big thing for me, at least, is trying to get everyone to see, community is not us versus them, but it's us. So whether you're a lifetime player or a subscriber, a monthly sub, a 6-month sub, a yearly sub, or if you're just looking to come into the game right now after hearing about free-to-play, where you're just looking at coming back, you should be welcome in our community. And I hope that our community is going to rise to that challenge and embrace those new people that are coming in, and embrace their fellow Star Trek fans, and just have a great time playing the game. Because really, what are we all here to do?
Have fun.
And play a game, right?
Yeah.
So the conversation we need to have is not what are my faction going to get, and what is your faction going to get, and how can I make my faction better than your faction? It's how can I make Star Trek Online, and how can we all make Star Trek Online better for everyone?
So what do you guys think? How do you expect QA to affect?
Well, I was interested in bringing you two specifically into a community discussion because, like it or not, you guys deal with the community probably as much as him, if not more.
Not quite.
No?
But we have been known to jump in once in a while and field questions and look for
It
bugs.
seems, and I'm not as active on the forum as I could be, but it seems that your names are the most common, other than Stahl, that tend to crop up on the forums. So do you have a take on the community side of things from your standpoint?
So I'm in TTS most of the time. It's the Triple Test channel, which was created by one of the players. And sometimes I just like to lurk in there and say, oh, what are these people talking about? And usually it can get heated, but usually we have a very civil discussion. What I like to do is just sit back and people will send me bugs. And when I can talk to the players and get interactive with them, that's when it's fun for me,
right?
Because I get to talk to the people, and they're helping me find bugs, which is great. Yeah, I mean, I really couldn't. This would be a tough job without the people.
Do you have any commentary on the fact that, I mean, a lot of people probably do wait for direct interaction with devs in order to tell you about things that might be wrong? Is that, do you think, might be a problem with the bug ticket system, or is it not enough two-way feedback, do you think?
Well, we actually, QA is the one that's going through the tickets. I know that you might see it's like, oh, we're gonna /bug, file a ticket, you never see it again. We're looking at those.
Yeah.
Like every day, we're looking at those. So those are those are definitely part of the daily routine. And
I just responded to a player who was saying, where's my dev response on my issues? And it's like, you said that you filed a ticket and you've created forum threads. I can guarantee you someone on the team has read this, processed it, and put it to be fixed at some point.
That's part of the process that we want to change, is that right now it looks to people like we're not looking at them because we're not giving them a response, but we don't have time to go through each of the things and respond to them.
Yeah, you have to spend your whole day saying, we got your bug.
Yeah, right,
that's all
because
you do.
that's what we would do, is say we got your bug. And but we do look at them, it's like a few hundred a day that we get, I think, and we triage them, and most of them are duplicates, and it's like, no, that's better than not getting it at all. We'd rather have 100 dupes than a bug not go reported. But most people, when they are looking to talk to us, give us ticket numbers. So most of them have already put it in the in-game bug and can give us a ticket, because that ticket provides us a bunch of back-end secret data that the player doesn't.
It captures a bunch of stuff.
Right. That it's really.
We were told once that it sometimes even sends screenshots.
Oh, it automatically attaches a screenshot, your exact location.
Does it do a demo in the background at all?
No.
I've always wondered if you could go in there and...
No, it would probably be great. No, but it also includes, which is really critical for a lot of things, all your GFX and system settings, which for some bugs is critical
Yeah,
to
I
us.
bet. Yeah.
Some issues like Foundry stuff specifically, that's the forum you will see me in almost daily, because those are trickier to capture via the bug tool. And I think the one benefit of us being able to talk to people is that it's more of a conversation, and I can say in the minute, what does he mean by this? Like, I don't understand.
Right. Yeah.
And especially the Foundry users have been invaluable to me, helping like nail down exactly what has happened with this thing, or they've provided excellent feedback. Like a lot of the features we already had on our list of like, we're working on this, and they'll get in, not today, but eventually.
Right.
But they've come up with other things that's like, oh, we didn't think of that, but that would be great.
Yeah.
Like one of the things I asked about today was toggling the visibility of an object just while you're in the editor. So like if you're building a room, you can hide the ceiling so you can move the stuff in the room itself. So I'm hoping that we can get that in. I put it in our database.
Well, let's talk Foundry a little bit from your perspective, but it also obviously is a big part of the community. It is user-generated content, so it's not even something that Cryptic is necessarily doing, except just putting the tools out there and letting stuff happen.
Right.
Yeah.
So now, once upon a time, you were doing some pretty regular, I think it was you, right? Doing the spotlights of different Foundry missions?
That was actually Wishstone.
Oh, okay.
It's something that I wish I could continue to be doing. Right now, with the size of the community team, which is going to be growing massively, it's going to be awesome. But right now, our community team's much smaller, so I haven't had time to do those. And I do want to get back into doing those, and I'm hoping that we might be able to start up some of that sometime soon. But at the same time, I'm also seeing we've got you guys doing
Foundry files and
the Foundry files.
Starbase UGC. And
Starbase UGC. Those guys are doing that kind of stuff too. And that's incredibly awesome. So maybe what I really want to do is, instead of doing that myself, is help somebody else to do that more.
That seems like the most scalable approach, right? Because if the community generates the content, the community spotlights
it makes
the content.
sense. Why not have a community effort remain a community effort, like from top to bottom?
And I was really impressed when people started doing trailers for their Foundry missions. Like, I was like, what? Is this happening?
Yeah.
Oh, it's crazy.
Yeah, and now it's like a thing. Like, you go on YouTube and you search for Star Trek Online, there's a bunch on there now.
They have impressed you with some of the interesting things that happened when season 4 launched. We
live in interesting times.
We have the ability to take any project and make it ours. Like, we can import it from holodeck to our servers or to like a local machine. And so we were doing this to verify various fixes, and the 2 main programmers that were heading up the effort were really impressed. Like, wow, it's not like they didn't think you could do that, but it was like, oh my goodness, look at all the effort he put into this. Like, look at all these steps, and wow, that's a great, like, I saw this thing where somebody basically made like this, you start off like in a cave and you're surrounded by rocks. I wish I could remember which mission this was.
I think I know what you're talking about. And then the cave like vanishes.
Yes, Oh, that's phenomenal. Of course you could do that. I mean, it didn't occur to me.
We were both blown away just by the mission that came out, we reviewed in the Foundry files this week in episode 99. It was just like unbelievable the amount of work this person put into it.
Especially in the environment. Triggers and things like that.
Yeah, so we're looking into, I don't know when this will go live, but they just implemented multiple select so that you can select groups of things, which I was like, you have to, like, within a week of me starting testing this, I was like, we need to be able to select multiple components. Yeah, so I'm hoping, I don't know when that'll make it. Big changes like that are very scary to bring down to the code that we're currently using, because the last time we made a huge major code change was season 4.
Right, and the Foundry was out of commission for about a month plus.
Yeah, and like, that was a confluence of horrible things that all happened to go wrong.
We're going to try our best to have that not happen.
And we have updated all of our testing practices because of this, because it really showed us like, oh, if we had done this, we actually took some of these player projects and put them on our QA servers, and as part of our regular testing are playing them more and seeing like, oh no, this one used to be like this, or oh no, this one still looks fine. Which is funny because now we're learning these player-created missions as well as we're learning Cryptic
Right, I
content.
bet, yeah.
So it's like, they're kind of like our
I
bosses.
bet those authors would be really flattered to know that.
Yeah.
Some don't know.
They should be. I mean, there's some stuff that I was like, we can do that.
Yeah.
They can do that?
Yeah.
You know, every now and then we get emails from somebody on the Foundry team that was in there playing around with an episode. I remember, I think the last one I got personally was somebody had made this giant ziggurat inside of the Foundry and made a mission around this ziggurat. And it's like, that's got to be like 1,000 different pieces.
Yeah, it's amazing.
And wow, you know, it just, wow.
It's like those of us working on the Foundry are really passionate about it. I started working on it a little over a year ago, and it was my baby. I joked when it finally went live. Yeah, when it finally went live, I was like, I feel like I gave birth. You know?
And it was almost as painful.
I was jumping around. It really was. I was jumping around the office. I was just I'm like, you guys, it's live! And they're like, yeah, we know. I'm like, yeah, you don't understand. Yeah, and Mapolis too. He and I are like, we're buddy with talking about, okay, how are we going to make this better? So
Cool. Well, that's definitely, I know a lot of people that follow our show are so passionate about the Foundry.
Yeah.
So it's good to hear that's also reflected inside.
yeah, oh definitely. I mean, and it's the whole community thing again, right? Like it's allowing the community to have a voice, and like these are the missions they want.
And let them tell a story.
Right.
Yeah.
So what do you guys think? Anything else with free to play on the mind? And because that seems like the big thing that's like the overarching theme of everything that's happening here is free. We're moving towards free to play. So it's got to be what's on your minds, right?
It is. It very much is.
Plus a bunch of changes going.
Plus
Yeah.
a lot of changes.
Yeah, that's what we've been
The QA
knee
side
deep in that for
more-
months actually.
Yeah.
And there's always something new
Yeah.
that we're getting. Like just recently, we got the whole dilithium exchange thing going on, and that I've been looking at that. I'm like, this is very interesting because everything's going to get filtered down. So I mean, it's our job to make sure that transition is smooth.
Right.
So,
and
well, as smooth as possible.
Yeah.
Right. No,
But-
I think it's been really good.
Yeah. This is it's been. I'll tell you this. It's been a lot smoother than going to season 4.
Yeah.
It's because we've had some time. We can really.
Yeah, it does seem like a lot.
We really hammer on it.
I've been wondering where that is because all the stuff we've seen, I was like, geez, this is a lot of stuff. But is that what it is? Just because it slowed down a little bit, you're able to bang on a little more?
Yeah, we some of it was hoped to go with season 4, but it's
Right.
like, look, this isn't ready.
Well, like the duty officer system.
Right. So I mean, and it was the best decision to not put it out because now like Fart, quite frankly, is addicted to the duty officer.
I am. Every night before I go home, I gotta check my duty officers.
Right.
Awesome.
See what they're doing.
Yes.
You know that's what the players will be doing too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's pretty funny. He's as bad with that as I was with Dabo. I think I kept placing a bet, and there.
Every 10 minutes, she would go spin the wheel and win.
It's true.
And
I miss Rom.
I really think this is gonna blow up.
Yeah.
In
a good way.
I'm
In a good
so
way.
excited. No, a good blow up.
Yeah. In a positive way.
Let's have a proper blow up because what I just want to see is I want to see a lot of people playing and having fun.
Yeah.
I mean, you walk by out here, there's the big screen that's got how many people are playing right now. I want that number to be huge because I know people. I love this
Add
game.
3 or 4 more digits to it.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're really.
Because I think the game's super fun.
Yeah.
So and if it's going to be free to play, it's like okay, you can just play as much as you want. And I think
It's really set to be like the premium free to play game too. I mean, like what other free to play games are? It's like wow, it's.
Yeah.
I felt that way about Champions too. When Champions went free to play, I was like, geez, that's like one of the greatest free to play games out there because it was built around that subscription model.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like I'd be more nervous if we were going free to play first.
Yeah.
Now that Champions got a few of the hiccups before us, figuring out some of the tech stuff.
And you see a lot of other games are doing it too now. I mean, we just got a few months, 2 months ago, we were at PAX, or whatever it was, and so much stuff was free to play. I mean, PAX was free to play. Free to play. Yeah.
Yeah, lots of great games coming out that are free to play.
So old games relaunching is free to play?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm really, really looking forward to the whole transition to free to play. I think it's going to be really exciting. I think we're going to start getting I think we're going to start seeing a lot more stuff for the community that's coming out of this. I mean, you guys were talking to Steven earlier. And,
Yeah.
you know, he was telling you guys about how Perfect World's saying, you know, they'll really take this and make more.
Yeah.
And it's just, this is really exciting and really awesome.
It's like, oh, we can breathe. We can actually get some of this stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you guys have been here almost all day.
Yeah.
And you've seen.
We haven't seen. Yeah, there's stuff we're just not going to get to.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Actually, I mean, it should be noted, we're after 5. You guys probably already.
It's almost 6 o'clock. Yeah.
The game industry operates slightly later.
Yeah, we don't actually come into the office until 10.
Some
actually live in a pod up there.
Or a generation chamber,
It's
right?
a little warm,
Yeah.
Solar powered.
Was there any other particulars you guys just wanted to mention out there? Anything that maybe you've seen floating around the threads that you want to correct or encourage or anything like that?
I just want to remind everyone that we are in fact reading the forums.
Yes.
We really are out there.
And the bug tickets.
All of us.
Yes.
We are reading the bug tickets.
Yes.
You know, we really are out there. We really are paying attention to what you guys are saying. We really are hearing it. And we appreciate that you guys are so willing to come to us with the wealth of information and the expertise that you provide as players. Because we spend a lot more time making the game than we can manage to playing the game.
Have you guys ever looked at some of the stats of the amount of time people play and just been like, oh my god?
All the time.
Yeah, it's insane, right? I mean, we have people on our fleet that I've heard their numbers, I just can't even believe it.
The most,
I love it.
The most stunning number that I heard is that somebody had actually reached the end of the number for the energy credits. Like they hit the 2 billion mark.
Wow.
Which tells me we need something
To sink those credits into.
Duty officers.
Yeah.
You spend
Starbase.
Yes. Duty officers first. Let's move from there.
Yeah,
Just
I
make
know,
the
Steve was
odometer
talking
roll
to you guys
over,
about
right?
that too.
Just start at 1.
You got too
again.
many? You get
Yeah.
one.
Yeah. You know,
Oh,
like
that would be.
a few of the people I play with I have like 20 characters that are at least Rear Admiral.
Yeah.
I find that admirable. My character is not my non-cheating character is level 41 or 42. It has been really fun to level up there and like really feel like I earned it. It's a whole different perspective. I know a lot of people think that we don't play, but it's like, no, I got every one of those levels. I didn't do it on my normal account because quite frankly, when I'm online with that one, I
Get harassed?
no, I don't actually get harassed because I'm usually anonymous. But no, I wouldn't say harassed anyway. But I do get a lot more attention.
Yeah.
Which I like. I love that people will talk to me and have a conversation with me.
That you're approachable.
Yeah, yeah, and I don't want to ever lose that because I mean, gosh, I just love the whole team. Like, I love all the people I work with, and I love the game. And
Well, let me ask one more question. That's kind of an extension of what you brought up Perfect World earlier, and I'm wondering, just from a community standpoint, they're on board with the whole transparency that Cryptic has tried to have, the openness and being approachable as a development company.
Perfect World, are they on board with it?
Yeah, are they on board with that?
You know, I'd say so, because they haven't told us to stop.
I haven't heard anything about it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like
you
that.
know, I don't think that's something that they're going to be able to stop. I think that.
Well, the reason I ask is
Or
because there
precedent
have been,
is set.
and I could be completely off base, this is totally an outsider's point of view, but especially over the last few months where things on the forums specifically started to get a little more draconian, a little more, everything was getting locked down, people were being closed down for just expressing their opinions, and a lot of people in the community feared that that was Atari pressure. That because of the whole merger going through, because of the acquisition and everything, that they wanted to make their forums feel like this happy-go-lucky community so they could get a good buck for it.
Well, everybody wants their forums to feel like a happy-go-lucky community. Really, I mean, really, if I could have my way, I would see nothing but rainbows and sunshine in every single thread. I'm not joking. But the reality is we get much more value from the forums if we take a more relaxed moderation approach. Like you guys have seen how things have slowly started to fall back a little bit since I've come back onto the title, and it's a style thing. You know, some people are rules, other people are
A little more, let things go a little more organic.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of an organic community because I get better information that way, and I can
And it's more
represent you better.
self-sustained. It can sort of, drive itself.
Yeah, and you see that now. People are driving the community for me, right? I shouldn't be managing the community.
You're
I should be
supporting
representing the
community
community, and I should
feeding
be
it,
supporting
all
it.
that kind of stuff. Yeah, carrying
Yeah.
it forward.
That's kind of like what we do in chat too. Like people get really vitriolic at times because, and what I tell myself is that
They're
it's
passionate
because they're
about it, right?
passionate.
That's what we tell ourselves too.
Right, and when
Believe me, you're not the only people that are starting with that
when
sometimes.
people are passionate, they really get into it and almost like fight for their viewpoint.
Yeah.
And sometimes it can, if you take it too personally or whatever, you can lose the message. And
Yeah.
I feel like reminding myself of that at times is sometimes harder than others, right? Like some days it's just like, wow, they just hate me today. But which I'm sure you guys know because I think all audiences are like that at times.
Yeah.
But I mean, even the people that are just vocally very angry with us generally still have a message they're trying to get across.
And there's simple truth in that because they're talking to you in game.
Right.
Which means they're still playing.
Right.
Which means they still care.
Right. And like that's what that's what I try to never lose sight of. That even when they're angry, and I've seen a few, it's like they're just so angry that they're not getting any response. It's like, no, dude, I'm listening. Keep talking. Explain it to me. I'm like, I don't understand what you're saying, but keep talking. I'll get it. And then they're like, oh, and I say, oh, so this used to happen, and now it's this, and then we're all happy and
Right.
cupcake.
And they feel like they're going on the road to fixing it or whatever.
Right, and like that's the thing is, the thing to remember is it's not just like we snap our fingers and something is fixed. There's a long process to get, sometimes you tell us about a bug and we just can't make it happen. If we can't make it happen, it's almost impossible for someone to fix it.
Well, and you guys aren't in there fixing the code.
No, we're kind of like, to use like the dog world, we're like pointers. It's like right there.
Yeah, we verified it's
That's
there. We made sure it's there.
See that?
Yeah. No,
That's
yeah.
not working.
Yeah.
And then they are like, oh, okay, now it's working. And we go,
Well, that lets
Yeah.
the code people do the thing, give it back to you, and then go to the next thing.
yeah. And so, and in some QA instances, it's like there's a huge divide. We work really closely, and they'll come over and say, hey, show me this. I can't make it happen, or we think you're stupid.
We
This
saw
isn't
that today.
fun."
We were just walking through, and somebody flagged down Al and said, "Hey, could you look? Here's the thing you
It was
reported."
something
to me."
that Al checked in. And they were
Yeah.
like, can explain it to me.
That's
Yeah,
one of
and
the. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
That's one of the big perks that we have working here is everyone is really close. Everyone really values each other's experiences and opinions, and that's a very good thing to have. And I mean, the passionate community is, I keep saying passionate community every time someone grabs me for an interview. It's always, we have such a passionate community, and it's true. We have an incredibly passionate community, and I love
Sometimes
it.
that passion can backfire.
And that's why I keep saying calm, constructive criticism on the forums.
Most of the people playing this game, right? They grew up with Star Trek, so for them, it's like this fundamental, lifelong love that goes back to as far as they can remember. So I guess that must be where so much of that comes from.
Yeah,
it's like
And
the
it's-
core being.
And it's different for every person. Like, it's probably not a huge secret that I only watch the original series. And so for me, Star Trek is about the action and the ground wars and Kirk jumping off a wall and hitting somebody, which is actually pretty much not anybody else's view. Right? Because
Even people grounded in that have watched the others.
Right,
Yeah.
more people have watched the other ones, which were more diplomatic, and when they was talking about there was no diplomacy. He was shoot first. But like that is part of where this comes from is that each show is different enough that the people that are the original series fans may not be a fan of this other stuff that are like, oh come on, where's the action?
It's actually gotten down to the point now where sometimes when I'm interacting with audience members based on questions and stuff, I can tell if they're a DS9 fan, a TOS fan, or a TNG fan.
That's pretty good.
But you know where they're coming from.
None of
Yeah.
them are Enterprise fans.
No.
I don't think that's fair. I've been watching Enterprise, and it's not bad.
It is.
And the best thing you can say is it's not bad. It's watchable.
That's what it's-
You get a harder time than it should.
I'm getting to the good part. In season 3, it gets
I started a major fight one day on I was like, okay, TTS, level with me. I'm not trying to start a war here, but what's the deal with Enterprise? Why does everybody hate it? And boy, was that a great question to ask.
I told you, huh?
Yeah, and they're like, nah, and then other people saying, no, you guys have it wrong, and oh, it was fantastic. They
It's
gave
like,
me-
I want to light a fire in this.
No.
Yeah. So here's some gasoline.
No, if I want to do that, I just say Janeway's the best captain.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, right?
Yeah, I'll do it.
It really does.
I've
Now
never
we're gonna-
seen more all caps responses in my
Yeah.
entire life.
Yeah.
It's basically.
People will throw down.
But people are serious business about this game, and that's awesome. I mean,
Yeah.
it's the whole Star Trek universe, and people are they're into it, they're big on it, and what we want to do is sort of channel that and let you live in that world.
Mm-hmm.
And I hope we've been able to do that. And when we go free to play, I want to do that for everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe not everybody, but
Star Trek fans around the world.
yes.
Yeah, and I can't think of a better note to end this portion of the day on.
No,
That's great.
So I'm going to put on my other hat now and say,
Let's wrap it up.
Everybody got it?
Yeah.
Well, thanks for joining us, you guys, especially so late at the end of the day.
Oh, no problem.
Thank you very much.
And Kirk is best
As
captain.
always.